Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, P Funk, thinking right out here in the lab. I'm doing what I do for you. Oh, I've been in these books too long. It's middle of the night, and it's 3:09. I'm working hard. Got information. I gotta get it out, so I'm here doing what I do for you. Let's rock. Right as 25 rules to live by. Storytelling. Story with a message. Message and story for life. I give you life lessons. You tune in and receiving them. We got a good thing going. Let's rock. Right thinking mission, and I'm on it, is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinking way of life through mental and spiritual discipline daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. That's today's lesson. Question. My mission is that all right thinkers know thyself. That's the purpose. That's my mission. That's my agenda. If you tune in, that should be yours too. I give it, you receive it, use it, benefit from it. Let's go. Knowing thyself. The question, do you know you? It's rhetorical. But if you don't, stay tuned. I can help you with that. That's what I do for you. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple. You teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. I appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got you. A person who knows not and believes that they know dangerous, avoid them. I do. A person who knows but knows not that they know is asleep spiritually. I'm a spiritual alarm clock. I here to wake you up and nod yourself. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right? Think to know thyself. And to my eye, be true. I got a nice little lesson here. It's going to take a little while. I said I would try to keep it short, but this is a lesson. I want to get it in, so I don't know how long it's going to take, but it's going to be a good lesson. Let's go. The title is Know Thyself, the Transcendental State of Consciousness, aka knowing thyself. The goal of all right thinking philosophy followers is to what? Attain that state, and the object of all right thinkers of spiritual disciplines is to reach that transcendental state, aka know thyself. Let's go. Obtaining that object of spiritual discipline, which is the highest level, it is the highest achievement of all sages. This is the underlying essence of all states of consciousness. Remember, there's three, as we discussed before. Now, this is the level of awareness where what? Wherein there is a discovery that all of the states of consciousness are what? Waking, dream, and the dreamless sleep are in reality what? Emanations or aberrations of the transcendental state, which is without distinctions or differentiations of any kind. That's the ultimate end all be all, the transcendental state. What's this? So therefore, from an undifferentiation comes differentiation. From a non-duality comes what? Duality. However, as we have seen, and the underlying essence of duality is what? Non-duality. Therefore, the supreme reality is the transcendental reality, aka self, is present in what? All states. That's what you need to understand. In reality, duality is what? Merely an illusion sustained by the unenlightened mind, which is caught in constant movement from what? State to state. When there is a discovery of the transcendental state, the human being is now no longer caught in any of the states of relativity. Why? This means that it is not possible for him or her to what? Be caught up in the experiences of the awakening, dream, or deep sleep states. Why? Therefore, they will not experience what? The pains and sorrows or the elations of what? Ordinary human existence. Why? Because they're not ignorant to something. Instead, watch this. They will what? Experience pure, unobstructed peace and my favorite, bliss or hotep, the highest peace within yourself. When you reach the transcendental state, when you know thyself, that's what that means. You done elevated through all states of consciousness to reach the transcendental state, which is the highest. Watch this. Also, there will not be, watch this. When you reach that state, knowing thyself, watch this. You will not be subject to becoming caught up in the cycle of birth and death, aka reincarnation. Why? Because there will be no more desires in your mind to impel it to seek further for either astral awakening or unconscious experiences, meaning you have no desires, no more desires of this world. You've reached the level of spiritual enlightenment where worldly desires no longer bother you. Imagine that. I could. That's a nice place to be. That's the goal of all right thinkers. Watch this. Therefore, undifferentiated comes into whoever did that already. Where am I down here? Now, in reality, did that already. When there is the discovery of the transcendental state, the human now becomes you bypass all the stuff. Oh, I'm down here. Sorry about that. There is no more desires of the mind that impel you to seek further things in this world. So you're comfortable. Why? When it's over, all your experiences, you're good. You no longer desire that red Rolls Royce. You no longer desire that pretty woman. You no longer desire fame and fortune. You are comfortable with yourself. That's the transcendental state of knowing thyself. Now watch this. Now, in the transcendental state, there is what? No segmentation, no time, no space, no differentiation, and no duality. Hello, you are one with the one. There is only one unitary consciousness. Oh, I love when I do this the right way, which encompasses what? All existence. They call him the all for a reason. Why? He's all conscious. He all encompasses. Nothing goes on without his say so. This is why what? In the state of deep dreamless state, as well as the state of deep meditation, watch this, there is no what? Awareness of passage of time or events in space. My mystic Sadi guru, going to a meditative state, sat down, figured going to a nice state, few, half hour, whatever. 13 days later, he woke up. When he speak, I listen. Just a tidbit. When you want to know something, you ask somebody who know. If you want to know about right thinking, I'm your man. If you want to know about something else, you need to go find somebody who know about that. I know about right thinking. That's my point. So, in other words, you are not a subject relating to objects through a mind, sense, or personality. Meaning the ego self wants what's here in the world. What? It loves it here. It likes it here. It wants to stay here, it wants to keep you here too. Because if you stay ignorant, that's just where you'll be. Watch this. And this is why the dreamless state is so restful. Why? Duality draws mental energy, thinking, while non-duality is what? Restful, peaceful, invigorated. When you wake up at the good night's sleep, you just feel better. Okay, that's what that's about. So therefore, the rest experience at the astral, which is Ra, represents the physical, Pata plane cannot be compared with the experience in the deep unconscious plane, which is Amun. You got the three right there. Amun, Ra, Pata. Ra is the physical, Pata the creator's part. These are different planes of consciousness. That's what they tell you for. Now, the unconscious plane is Amun. Okay, that's the constant watcher. That's the eye. And watch this. Now, the big difference between the experience of the deep sleep state, Amun, and that of the deep meditative state is that, watch this, the meditative state, which represents Nirvana, the absolute, the one all-encompassing, is a state of what? The heightened awareness while the deep sleep state is the state in which which is blanketed by the veil of what? Ignorance, which is who? Your ego, identity. When you, when you edging God out, you think it's singular. One, yourself. No good. That's the ego self. He only know that. And if you let him call the shots, that's where you'll be. Now, when you reach the meditative state, is not passive, like watch this, like the sleep state. In reality, it is a state of positive awareness which allows the mind to what? Be clear of the thoughts that could cloud the reflection of the truth within. When you have clarity of self, when you know yourself, when you have mastery of self because of your practice and yoga, disciplines, meditation, state, praying, and doing the right thing, righteous and rich lifestyle, you are in control. And watch this. They use the metaphor of the lake to specify the mind is like the water. If it's beset with thoughts, desires, and ignorance, aka ego, it is what? Murky and muddy, like the lake. In the mindset, in the midst of a raging storm. I mean, it's all over the place. Everything is whipping up. Okay, that's you in this world of confusion. Another lesson. If it's purified, watch this. If it's purified with what? Understanding, self-knowledge, and is calmed like the lake, through what? And is calmed through the practice of right thinking, aka Maya, with balance and equanimity, your meditation in action. Then it what? Clearly reflects the light of the self, which provides every corner of the universe, which pervades every corner of the universe, just as when the lake is calm and the mud settles, one can see the bottom clearly. Moving on. Through the practice of, again, right thinking, yoga, that is by listening to the teachings daily and what? Reflecting upon them when daily, teaching and the meditating upon them when daily, and it will become possible to what? Become consciously, it is possible to consciously discover. You know now that transcendental state that is beyond the waking, dream, and dreamless state, and the physical, astral, and deep unconscious planes of existence, meaning you know thyself. When this is accomplished, here you go. What happens? The darkness that was enveloping in the mind is lifted, and the ignorance which was once held you in the degraded state of three personalities becomes like what? A soft mist which can be dispersed by the mere thought. You can control what you're thinking. In this purified mind, through a purified mind, what can? You can reveal the glory of who? The Supreme Self that shines throughout what? Every plane of existence, just like the universe, as the non-dual transcendental reality, God, the absolute, the all. You need to make that connection. And this is what? The power of the mind, which is trained in the spiritual disciplines of right thinking philosophy of yoga, when the enlightenment of the mind is perfected. Learning your God and goddesses, practice, become them, perfect your spiritual mind. Watch this. And then the transcendental state takes over. The undifferentiated universal awareness overpowers what? All the relative states, the waking, the dream, and even the dreamless sleep. And there is what? A continuous experience of what? Peace and bliss at all times. I got high with God 10 years ago. I'm still high. I'm still blissed out. So I can tell you without a doubt, this is what it's all about. That's what I'm trying to give it to you. I know. And this is where I got it from. I'm sharing. Watch this. So when you become blissed out at all times, a good Christian, Muslim, or Jew, when they reach that level, that's state of bliss. I have a blissed out sister. She's a Christian. I got blissed out church family. They're all Christians. I got a blissed out Masonic. A Mason. Excuse me, Muslim brother. He's blissed out with his belief and understanding of what he's serving. Allah. I ain't got a problem with none of that. I got a Jew buddy. Same way. When you know what you're doing and you respect and understand who and what you're doing it for, you don't have a whole bunch of these issues. My job to help you do that. Those who got that don't need what I'm doing. I say everybody don't need to be the right thing. Some already doing it. They just have a different definition, but it's the same thing. Living right, doing virtuous things, living a good lifestyle. It's free choice. You can do that on your own. You don't need nobody to tell you that or a church to tell you that. So watch this. Now, when you reach that bliss and you at that level all the time, I haven't come down yet. I'm still high on God. Watch this. This is what? The resurrection. I'm reborn again, and Christians call it Christ or whatever. I call it God, what in spirit. Our resurrection of the soul, which occurs in the Osirian mysteries, the unveiling of Aset, which I know is Isis, in the Asetian mystery, meaning she had her own temple. She was worshipped in Asetian mysteries of ancient Egyptian, the enlightenment of the Buddhists, the Moksha or Kayavara liberation of the Vedantins, and Christhood again, the divine marriage or discovery of what? The kingdom of heaven. Like Christ said, the kingdom of heaven is within. Go within of the Christian concept. Everybody have an idea of how to get to that state of transcendental understanding of who they are. Different venues, but the same thing. Okay, wrap it up. I'm getting there. There is, watch this. I showed you a picture related to the ancient Egyptian epic story of the Siren resurrection, which shows, watch this, the character Haru, who I want you to become, Horus to most people, the higher self. That's the hawk-headed kid who becomes the hero. Why? You got to avenge yourself by conquering your ego self, which is Set, and Set your lower self as sharing the same body. Haru, Set. Your choice. With two heads, that of Haru and of Set. The Haru Set figure leads us to understand that Haru and Set are not two separate individuals, but what? Two aspects of the same character. You have to have balance. The entire story of the Siren resurrection hinges on what? This very point. It's the color struggle. It's mystically symbolizing, watch this, the plight of every human being that is struggling to what? Conquer his or her lower self and become the master of his or her own life. Another picture, okay, depicting the union of Haru and Set is most important. Why? It symbolizes the union of Haru and Set, which is the mystical code for what? The uniting of your harmonizing the lower and the higher self. Heart, mind, coherence. And the individual human being. It means achieving inner harmony and peace with the universe. The culmination of what? The ancient Egyptian injunction, know thyself. I took that and made that the focal point of my philosophy. Okay? Watch. Set is not a devil. I keep telling y'all that. The devil. Set is not a devil or an evil force to be destroyed. No! Sorry. I'm tired of hearing people, you gotta kill the ego, destroy the ego. You gotta control the ego. Put the ego to work for you. Why? Because he's your best worker, if you understand. So let's move on. Now, he is what? The principle of the uncontrolled, untrained ego with its rampant desires and selfish thoughts. That's all it is. It's all about him. And that's you who identify with yourself because that's who you are. You untrained, you don't know nothing, you just want to do. That's fine. Now you got to put that in some kind of control order, aka Maya. Put it in some order. And that's in order, watch this, to conquer Set. Here you go. How you conquer Set? It is necessary to control what? The impulses of your lower self. I keep telling young men that booty shaking them. That's cool. That's all physical. That's all carnal. And my man, I'm about tired of that nonsense myself. I never was into the go-go thing. Never did it. No, that wasn't my thing. Okay, but I understand that. But I know it's a thing. I could care less. Everything's a thing. It depends on what you partake in. I choose to partake in this good stuff. So that's my choice. Now, when you have that fight, you need to what? Control the lower nature. You see people doing this, you suppress it, you load it. Back it down, back it down. When you want to raise the roof, you go here. So understand that. Watch this. So this is accomplished how? By allowing oneself to be nurtured, taught, and protected by who? Set, aka the mother image, wisdom. She knows what she's talking about. Listen to your mother. My best lessons in life came from my mom. She had one phrase, baby, this too soon shall pass. I love you, mom, but I get it. Took a long time, but they know they talk about it. So I'm gonna leave that one there. So watch this. Now you protected by such your mother, which means what? Listening to her in the mystical stories of the myths, study the wisdom teachings through the initiation process, which I try to give you information that you can use on a daily basis, and you practice what? Maya, how? By leading a life based on righteous and virtue, order, correctness, justice, balance, and you end up in peace. That's the goal for all right thinkers. Now I'm wrapping it up. Where we at? Oh, the voyage of Ra and the journey of the soul. Right quick, this is the story, what they concept. The ancient Egyptian creation myth tells of what? The emergence of Ra out of the primeval ocean. The ocean was unformed, undifferentiated matter. We know that. The emergence of Ra was synonymous with the coagulation of matter in various forms. In so doing, Ra established who? Maya, order, in the place of what? Chaos. This statement may be understood as what? The establishment of form out of what which was unformed. He took unformed and made matter, made it good, order. Everything is in place. This idea may be better understood by what? Using the example water and ice. Okay. In the liquid state, water is unformed, undifferentiated. When it is cold enough, it turns into what? Ice, and thereby takes on a particular form or differentiation, which sets it apart from what? The rest of the water. However, the water is not really what transformed into ice. That is, water has not been permanently changed into another substance altogether. The change is merely a temporary appearance in the same way creation was explained by the ancient Egyptian sages as an ocean, all conceptual. This ocean is what? A metaphor, which refers to the ocean of consciousness. All matter is in reality neither liquid, gaseous, solid, nor abiding. Why? The underlying essence of matter is in reality non-existent, as the modern physics would call it. Modern physics experiments have concluded that what? Matter, when broken down to its most elemental levels, is in reality energy. Can't be displaced, can't be created. It's energy. This is the idea, this idea may be understood through another diagram. I ain't going to this. I'm gonna get to my other parts so I can wrap this up. Got a bunch of, I call that fluff, not stuff that's important. Let's get to the reincarnation and enlightenment. And I'll close out with this. It's called wrap up the lesson. In ancient Egyptian mystical symbolism, the journey of Ra is symbolic of the journey of what? The soul in human form. Just as the sun is born in the east, traverses the sky, and then it dies in the west. A human being is said to come into existence, birth in the east, live life, and then die as well. Thus, it is beneficial to what? Go to the west, young man. Go west. Why? And stay there. Why? Because this is the abode of the blessed. When you die and you go west, that means you passed the test. If you die and you go east, that means you failed, you reincarnated, you coming back again, conceptually. So watch this. This is the abiding place of light, peace, joy, and divinity itself in the West. However, those who are not ready, here you go, to remain in the West due to what? Their previous actions, karmic entanglements. Remember, your ira, your action dictate what's going to happen, and your spiritual ignorance will be what? Reborn, incarnated. Therefore, therefore, the aspiration or desire is not to what? Go to the east, because the east symbolizes the land of reincarnation. We all come to the east. Why? Because we never made it to the east, the west, because the spirit before us didn't get enlightened. So here we go again. And if you don't waken your spirit, come enlightened, put your head on your body, on your spirit, guess what? You stay here too. This is Set's world. This is hell. Understand that. Watch this. You want to ascend out of hell and make it to heaven, so to speak. You do what? Now, it is the portal to the renewed human existence with its incessant struggles and futile search for what? Desires and fulfillment as a human being. Letting the ego dictate what you do, you will stay right here. Watch this. Thus, going to the West after death is the metaphor and meaning that the person has become what? Spiritually enlightened and will not be born again. This is the ultimate goal of all right thinkers and the goal for life for all human beings. More important, us right thinkers. Hope you enjoyed the lesson. Didn't want to take you too long, but I hope you got across. Hope you got the message. I'm out.